Hey everyone, today I'm going to be taking you on a tour of everything that I bring to take photos and help teach a marching band type group on the weekends, and that's also why I haven't really been doing a lot of disc golf, just don't have a lot of free times to really get some rounds in. First, we're going to start with the stuff that's technically like not in the actual bag itself. The main one being this Mi Photo tripod. It is quite bulky and I don't use it often, but it does have like a quick release of some kind. I'm not entirely knowledgeable. I did get this sort of as a gift, and this is just good for when I need to stick the camera up higher and hold it for things like an interview or just a run through, anything that I don't want to do handheld. It's great for that. It's just a little bulky. Then we've also got this little secondary bag that I kind of stick into this pocket here, and I can clip in the strap with this clip up here if I want. But basically this is going to hold everything that I would be using with the little camera that I'm filming with right now. So inside of it, you know, we would have the case for the camera, and it's about this big, fits snugly on this side. Over here we've got, this is an ND filter, variable ND. Basically, if you don't know what that means, just kind of sunglasses for the camera that I can darken or brighten. Then we have an even darker one down here, and right above it we have a CPL filter. I actually don't use this one just because there's not really any reflections or water that we have to deal with, but the camera just goes in there, collapses, fits in my pocket. It is great. We also have this little tripod here, and this is for if I just need to stick the camera on something like a table or just need it off the ground. I can stick this video camera on here and film that way. It's also got these two little pockets in here, so I've got a lens cloth, I've got another filter. This is a black mist filter. I don't actually use it. We have an SD card adapter, I forgot that was in there. We have a charging cable and a little bit of like a wind protector for the microphones that are just black instead of gray. But this all fits nicely inside the pocket, and now we'll go on to the actual bag itself. Okay, so for the actual bag itself, we have this, I don't really remember the size, but it's a Camden camera bag. It's probably just some random brand off of Amazon, but I have had this thing for a few years now at this point, like 5 maybe, and it is still holding up. I do wish I got a slightly bigger bag, just because as I have expanded what I'm doing in media, I wish I had a little bit more space inside of it, but for what I do and the time constraints that I have with this group, it serves everything just fine. When you open it up, it comes with, you know, different ways to compartmentalize all your gear. So let's start with the biggest piece of gear, which is going to be the camera. And basically this camera and this lens is the only thing I'm going to be taking photos with unless I need something specific. But this is going to be a Canon EOS R6 with a 70-200 f2.8 on it. And this is one of my favorite combinations. It is a little heavy, but you do get used to it very quickly if you're new to photography. I wouldn't use this for video, that's why I got this little video camera here. It has 2 SD card slots, which is crucial for not, you know, getting home and realizing, uh-oh, one of the cards corrupted, now I have nothing. So this is the only body I take with me to rehearsal. It's got this sort of knockoff Blackmagic strap or Black Rapid or whatever, I'm not too sure. I think it's Black Rapid. Blackmagic is the brand of camera and DaVinci and stuff. But on an average rehearsal, this will be the only camera I have with me. On a show day, I might bring a second body and sacrifice the lenses just to have a backup body going in case something were to happen in the middle of the show. Don't want to lose those moments. The second lens that I would use, this is going to be a 28-70, and this is good for when you're, you know, closer up to the people or for portraiture, stuff like that, where you want to be a little bit closer, maybe get a wider shot even for like a group shot. I'm not a big fan of wide angle lenses, so this is about as wide as I would want to carry on a regular basis. So I don't use it too much, but it is good to have, especially earlier in the season when we were inside. Can't really get all the way back for the 7200, so 28 to 70 f2.8. If you're looking to buy a lens for marching, I wouldn't go lower than 2.8. If you find something that's f4 just for budget or whatever, that's probably okay, especially if you're doing like high school marching band or something that's during the day where it's brighter out. But if you're looking to shoot drum corps and it's happening at night and maybe not in the most well-lit stadiums, I would definitely go for 2.8 or a prime lens, which will get you a little faster. For example, this is a 50mm f1.8. This lens I would probably grab over the 28 to 70 if I'm doing things like headshots, and I don't need to zoom and I can just kind of control everything with my feet. But if I can't for some reason, like if I'm on the sideline, that's where the 28 to 70 would be. But this one will get a little bit brighter, so it's better for nighttime photos, anything like that. But that will be in here as well. Oh, I forgot to grab a piece of gear. And this is what you're hearing right now. This is a DJI Mic 3, and it's got a receiver and two little microphones, one's clipped to me. This is perfect for interviews, vlogging for the channel, all of that. The microphones are magnetic, so you can kind of clip them on with a clip, or you can use these little magnets here and just stick them onto a shirt if you don't want it to like sag or anything like that, or you just want a different look. But the case charges USB-C, it charges everything. The receiver can hook up to a phone or a different camera. These actually sync up wirelessly with the camera I'm using to shoot this, so I don't even need the receiver. But it is always good to have in case I do want to shoot video with the R6 or a different camera, or plug it into someone's phone and let them record something as well. So that has a spot in this bag just so it's not clinking around with all the other video camera gear. There is one pocket left here, and this one can fit either a laptop or an iPad. I've used both. Currently, I keep an M4 MacBook Air in there. It does add a little bit of weight to the bag, makes it a little bit more annoying to deal with, but when I'm doing work on the website or looking at drill or anything like that, it does come in handy. For show days, I do switch it out to an iPad, just so that after the run is done, I can very quickly just, you know, edit 2 or 3 photos, get them on social media, and go from there. Most of my photo and video editing is done on a desktop anyways, usually the day after or whatever, so it's not too big a deal. The cats do love when a laptop is in here. Makes a nice flat space for them to lay on. Isn't that right, Spectre? Yeah, he wants to be a video star. You gotta look up, dude. Lens is up there. Anyways, there is still one more pocket that will hold a lot more stuff that is mostly crucial to this activity, so let's get into that as well. So as I go to fill this front pocket here that has a zipper, we're gonna kind of start with what I deem to be like the most essential, and then we'll kind of work our way down to like the nice to haves, but you probably don't need, and I probably don't need to carry every day. But we're gonna start with this. So this is an SD card holder, and inside of it I have the 2 SD cards that I use for the R6, as well as some backups here for either a second body or if someone else is shooting, or if something were to happen or I fill up an SD card. These are a little bit slower, but they do work just the same. I also have 2 micro SD card adapters, which will be for, you know, this video camera, or if someone has a GoPro or something like that, and for some reason they can work with regular SD but not micro when they go to upload the footage. We can solve that as well very quickly. So I always have this in my camera bag, and I don't usually keep SD cards in my camera when I travel. Not that it's a bad thing to do or anything like that. I just prefer they go in here. That way I know like these SD cards have the photos that I want, and not to erase them automatically. And once they go back in the camera, then they can be erased. The next thing that I would deem essential for this is going to be spare batteries. For some reason, I only have 1 in here right now. Usually I try and keep 2 spares plus the one in the body. and I'll keep one battery just kind of on the strap. There's a little pocket in there, I can zip it up, and then if anything were to happen, I don't have to go digging through the bag. I can just unzip it, grab it, switch the battery, and then we're good to go. But yeah, always have spare batteries. The third most important thing before we get to some of the like nice to haves is specifically to like marching band or anything where it's loud. And these are earplugs. I've got 2 pairs right here. This is my main pair. They're called Vibes. I got them on Amazon for like 20 bucks. They work incredible. These are technically branded by Sony, but these are just disposable, not quite foam, but foam-ish earplugs that you can kind of get for free at a lot of different places. And that way, if someone needs earplugs or if Rory needs earplugs and she forgot to bring them, we have 2, we're covered there. Protecting your hearing is very important. Now, this is kind of like a transition from the mandatory to nice to have. I do think you should carry a lens cloth on you if you're doing photo or video or really anything. But they're also great for my glasses and everything like that. So I have one that I use, and then I have a second one as like a just in case or if someone needs to have it or anything like that. But they just go in here. They're easy to grab because they're the only cloth thing in the bag. So I know right away when I'm grabbing them. But now we are officially in the nice to haves. And my favorite nice to have is going to be this phone charger. And phone charger is a little bit of an understatement. I can use this to charge the laptop a little bit, or an iPad, or the camera, or really anything else. It's got 2 USBs, a USB-C, and it also has these cables built into it. So I don't even need to bring a cable with me to charge my phone or anyone else's phone. I can just pull this out, connect it straight to the phone, and when it's done, the cord just goes back in, slides back into the bag, and we're good to go. Then we have this USB-C adapter guy for a MacBook or an iPad or a phone. It does connect through USB-C, and it just gives me access to SD card reading abilities or USB. And this is just good to have, especially if you're trying to do anything with photo editing. It is a lot easier to just stick an SD card in here instead of trying to airdrop a file from a phone or use the camera's Bluetooth connection, Wi-Fi connection to get the files that way. So I do like to carry this on me, but not all the time. This is like a show day type deal, stuff like that. Then I also have a little pocket calendar. Because we only do Saturdays and like one Sunday this summer, the calendar is more for me to know like throughout the rest of time. For example, this is June, and I don't know if you can see, but there's a lot of stuff there. And this is July, a little bit emptier, but still quite busy. So if someone's asking me about a specific date or anything like that, I would know if I am free or not. I also have a pen just to take down any notes. And yeah, if I was on tour or something like that, this would probably be a little pocket journal as opposed to a pocket calendar. But for me, this works perfectly fine. And there we go. That is everything that will be in this bag as I teach marching band and do photo, video, social media for the group. Now, before I end this video, I just want to address kind of like the elephant in the room, especially when it comes to like marching band, drum corps, outside stuff. You may have noticed that 1, I didn't have any water in the bag, and 2, there was no sunscreen, bug spray, a hat, anything like that. Rest assured, I do have all of that, and we have a lot of it. There are 4 different sunscreen things in here. We have a water bottle for me. There is more sunscreen and bug spray in the front pocket as well. Even another bottle of sunscreen. And then inside of this backpack is where I would keep like drill, a hat, anything like that. But since that wasn't the main focus of this video, I just didn't want to spend a lot of time on it. Anyways, thank you for watching. Hopefully that explains where a lot of my time this summer has gone and why there's not a lot of disc golf content on it. But stick around, the next video is actually about dogs and baseball, and then maybe we shift on to something else. I'm not entirely sure, but thank you for watching. This is Michael. See you next time.